Hi guys, I'm Varun here. I'm here to explain my second program of C Sharp and .NET Framework Lab. And here, today's program is about designing and developing a menu-driven application to perform various operations on matrix. For that, I have to create a matrix class with required integers, with required variables, and create an 2D array and create and add an instance constructor and overload the constructor and overload the operators like such as plus minus equal to and use the necessary code to convert integer to matrix object and matrix object to integer. And there should be a matrix test class which should contain the main method. And here's the program for that. Here I have created a class matrix with the required variables and have created an 2D array MA, and inside the matrix or constructor with no parameters, it shows that row is 2 and column is 2, and the array is 2 cross 2 array with 0 0 0 0 as their attributes. And here I have another constructor with parameters as such as row, column, and an 2D array. So this sets the matrix. And here we have an display function which displays the matrix, which has been displayed using for loops. And here is the first operator overloading function. Here it overloads the it overloads the plus operator, which can be overloaded with two parameters. It gets the two matrices as their parameters, and it when plus operator has been used, this function adds adds the respective values in each matrices and displays the output. So for that we are creating two temporary integers and one temporary integer matrix, and then using for loops I'm displaying their values, and then using the code the MA, the matrix, the addition matrix is equal to the first matrix plus second matrix, and then it has been displayed using for loops. And here we return e so that it will be received in the main method which executes the function operator overloading. And if it doesn't match, if both the matrices should have similar should have the same um, shame it's if the first matrix is a 2 cross 2, then second one must also be a 2 cross 2, and if that does not match, then it returns the matrix, it returns an empty matrix. And here we have another operator overloading, which overloads the operator equal to, and this function is a boolean function which returns true or false. Here we use the same function as the operator plus operator overloading. So instead of plus, we check whether the first matrix is equal to second matrix with their respective values. If they both are equal, then using for loops we check whether they are equal, and if they are equal, then if using for loops we check each values with an if condition. If that was equal, then it returns true. If it's not equal, then it returns false. And if both are not of same rows and columns, then it returns false. And then if equal to operator overloading has been implemented, then not equal to should also be implemented. So we have created a not equal to operator overloading function, which is also of boolean data type. Here it does the same job as equal to operator overloading, But instead of giving equal to in the if condition, we give not equal to, and then this returns false if they are not equal, and returns true if they are equal, and it returns false if both the matrices doesn't match the rows and columns. And here is another operator overloading for minus, which which uh, which subtracts the which subtracts two matrices. Here we have the parameters as here we have two parameters, which is the first matrix and the second matrix. Here we have declared few required integers and integer arrays, and using for loop we check each values is equal or not, and after, when they are matched, the rows, if their rows and columns are equal, then then it will go to subtract the second matrix from the first matrix using the function using the logic for using the logic that the resultant matrix is equal to first matrix minus second matrix, and it returns the resultant matrix to the main method. And if they're not equal, then it returns wrong format, or it returns an empty for matrix. Here we have an implicit operator for matrix, which shows that which makes the which accepts the input of an int, the integer, and it converts that integer into a new matrix. So it requires a number of rows and number of columns, and then it creates a new matrix using for loops. And if the integer's value is 5, then it creates a 2 cross 2 matrix of all the values as 5, and it returns the matrix. And the explicit operator int matrix gets the input as a matrix and converts that matrix into an integer. And this can be done using for loops. But if a matrix contains same rows, say if matrix contains a single value throughout the rows and columns, then it returns that single value as an integer, and it returns their sum. And here is the main program, which is the menu driven function. Here we have the here we have here we prompt the user to enter the values of the first matrix, and it gets the input from the user using for loops. And here we have here we get the values for the second matrix, and it prompts the user to enter the rows and columns for the second matrix here, and it displays the sum of the two matrix from f dot display, which is an object that we have created here. And it displays the sum of two matrix, and here the difference of two matrix will be displayed because we have created a matrix G as A minus B. The minus operator has been overloaded, and if equal to has been used, then it shows whether both the matrices are equal or not. And here this displays the example for int to matrix, and this displays the example for matrix to int. And let's run the program. So it prompts the user to enter the rows and columns for the first matrix. So I'm entering 2 cross 2. The values for the first matrix is 1, 2, 3, 4. So entering the rows and columns for the second matrix, 2 cross 2. The values for the second matrix is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this shows the sum of two matrices as 2, 4, 6, 8, which is the sum of first matrix and second matrix. And it shows the difference as 0 because both have the same values, so the difference is 0. and both the matrices are equals, so it shows they are equal. And this shows the example of 5 cross 5 integer. And the example for matrix to int is it shows the sum of this matrix, which is 20. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching.